Welcome back to the Deff Dice 2012 Spring Friendly BatRep Tournament. This is part 3 of round 1, game 1, Ultramarines versus Tyranids. On to Ultramarines turn 4. So Richard goes straight into the shooting phase. The Stormbolter on the Rhino is going to target the Zoanthrope. So he gets 2 hits, 2 wounds, and fails both those saves. Next up, the Dreadnought's going to attack the other Zoanthrope with the 2 Stormbolter shots and the 1 Melta shot. A Melta shot and a Stormbolter shot hit, but only a Stormbolter wounds, and Phil makes that save. Next up, the Captain's going to fire with his bolt pistol, gets 1 hit, but fails to wound. Next up, the Scouts are going to hit target the Termagants, and he first tries with the missile launcher, gets a direct hit. Winds up hitting 5 of them, but only wounding 2. Now, I'm not sure why they didn't take cover saves here, but we'll see. And then the sniper rifles go. They get 8 hits, 8 shots, 5 hits, 2 wounds, and they don't take any saves. And then Sergeant Talon hits with 2 shots, 2 wounds. Sorry, 2 shots, 2 hits, 1 wound. Next into assault. Now they had the Zoanthrope attack first with 1 hit and then 1 wound. And then they make the save, and then the Captain attack and the Dreadnought attack back with 5 attacks combined, and the Power Claw, or the Power Fist of the Dreadnought takes out the Zoanthrope. Now they're moving their consolidation 6 inches. Again, they just move 6 inches. So next up, the Hormagaunts, 22 hits, 22 attacks, 13 hits, 4 wounds. And of those 4 wounds, he makes 3 of the 4 saves, so that 1 sergeant is gone. So that winds up wiping out that attack squad. And now the Hormagaunts are going to do their 6-inch consolidation move as well. On to Tyranids turn 4. So Phil remembers the reserve roll this time. So the Gene Stealers are coming in, and they're coming in on the to him would have been his right side. And so he's just bringing them in there. As you can see, there was some miniatures on a sale on the table next to us. The Termagants are no longer pinned, so they're getting back up, and he's rolling to he's doing his run roll at the same time. So you got 4 or 5 inches there, and he's just moving them better position to assault the Dreadnought and the Captain. Hormagaunts are doing the same thing. They're doing their movement and their run roll. Not sure why I only rolled 2 dice. He's been rolling 3 dice before. And doing the same thing, doing the run roll for the Gene Stealers. So now the Termagants are going to target the Captain. They get 36 shots, of which those 18 hit, and of those 18, 9 wounded. So here's Richard making his saves. Managed to make 6 of the saves, but that means 3 of them got through, and that winds up taking out the Captain. Now into assault. The Hormagaunts are going to target or go into assault the Scouts. So they're moving into assault, and then the Scouts are just moving in to fill in the space. And the Hormagaunts get 36 attacks, re-rolling 1s because of the Scything Talons. They managed to get 19 hits, of which those 7 wounded. And for the saves, Richard makes 3 of the 7 saves, so 4 of those Scouts are gone. Now the Scouts get to retaliate, and they get 7 attack dice, of which 6 of them hit and 5 wound. And Phil makes 1 6+ save, so that leaves both of those units having 4 wounds apiece, so combat continues into the next round. And that brings us to the end of turn 4. As you can see, a lot less on the table now. The Scouts are tied up with the Hormagaunts. The Rhino's there, just taking some pot shots. The Termagants are looking ready to see what they can do to that Dreadnought. And then you have the Gene Stealers on the other side. And that's the objective right there in front of them that they're going to try to hold. So we'll move on to Ultramarines turn 5. So Richard moves up the Rhino, and then moves the Dreadnought back to take the rather face the Termagants than the Gene Stealers. So it starts off by firing the Rhino into the Termagants, gets 2 shots, 1 hit, but no wound. The Dreadnought's going to fire into the Termagants as well. It gets 2 bolter shots, Storm Bolters, 1 Melta. They both hit. Only the Storm Bolter wounds, and it takes 1 wound out. Next up, the Dreadnought's going to go in and attack the Termagants. Now, they did the Dread first. I'm not sure why. It got 2 attacks, 2 hits, 2 wounds. And they didn't film, or something didn't happen with the attack. So basically, the Hormagaunts lost combat, and they wind up beating them on the initiative roll. And it turns out they wiped out the Termagants. So that squad's now gone. Now we're on to the Hormagaunts and the Scouts. Hormagaunts get 16 attacks, and they re-roll their 1s. They get 9 wounds. 9 hits, 3 wounds, and of those 3 wounds, Richard managed to make 2 of the saves. Scouts retaliate with 5 attacks, of which 2 hit, 2 wound, and he kills off 2 of them. So, at this point, they were calling it the end of turn 5. Even did the flyby for me and everything. At this point, you'll notice that we missed the Tyranids turn 5. So, still not sure what happened there. I guess I just missed it. So they did do the roll for turn 6, and we see that they rolled a 2, which meant it was the end of the game. So that leads us to a Tyrannid victory. So good game, Phil. Thank you everyone for watching. This is, as I've been telling everyone, this is the first in our BatRep tournament series. So we still got 3 more games of round 1. So just keep all subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get the updates when they come out. I'm averaging about once a week for the editing. If you have any comments or suggestions or rule corrections, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I believe both Richard and Phil will make comments as well. Once again, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next part.